Hi there. I'm really excited about doing this 2025 Soul vinyl tag. Thank you very much, 6-inch Pianist, for putting this together, and you got some great questions there. So I'm going to get cracking, and I must say, I kind of struggled deciding which record to feature for some of the questions. So I thought, okay, you know what, I might feature a couple. So I hope this video is not going to be too long. For me, a great way to enjoy Saturday night is to put James Brown on. So I've got the greatest hits, James Brown. Another great record would be Chic. So it's the OJ's Backstabbers. And this album has, well, Backstabbers, a great song, and also Love Train. I mean, this whole album is really good. The first album that came into my mind was Smokey Robinson's Quiet Storm. It was this album that actually kicked off that whole Quiet Storm genre. And this was his debut solo album. And it's such a wonderful album because it's got Quiet Storm, Baby Back At Ya, and The Agony and the Ecstasy. And it's really a chilled album. All the songs are wonderful. And for me, it's a perfect for a Sunday. And then I listened to Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes, the greatest hits. I'm a big fan of Teddy Pendergrass. So he's the lead singer for Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes before he took off for his solo career. But some great songs here: The Love I Lost, Wake Up Everybody, Satisfaction Guaranteed, If You Don't Know Me By Now, and I Miss You. So I like these songs. They're great. And then it's a Stevie Wonder Sunday, Stevie Sunday. So original Musicarium 1. And this is a double album. And my favorite songs on here are Someone You Love, Ribbon in the Sky, and Do I Do. This is Aretha Franklin live, and she does covers of Cole Porter, Errol Gardner, and other kind of jazz classics. I have Isaac Hayes doing soul covers of Walk On By, Let's Stay Together, and By the Time I Get to Phoenix. And then you have a tribute to Uncle Ray, 11-year-old Stevie Wonder, little Stevie Wonder, and he does a lot of the covers of the Ray Charles song. Apparently, Ray Charles was his idol. Can you believe that? 11 years old. What a musical genius, isn't he? It's Oliver Heavyweight Funk, The Get Down. So this album could actually be soundtrack to a blaxploitation film, and the two songs that you can imagine being played over a car chase is The Funky Strut, that's side A, it's about 3 minutes long, and then side B is Electric Groove, about 2.5 minutes long. So Oliver, he's a British musician, artist, music producer, and he put this album together, and then he pressed 250 copies, and I've got copy number 168, and it was just by chance I came across this album. I didn't even know who he was, never heard of him, and apparently he's from Leamington Spa, and I popped into my local record shop, and the owner there knows me so well. He knows what my tastes are in music. And he said to me, I think you really like this album, you know. And I said, all right, go on, play it. And he bunged it onto this record player. And it was fantastic. And I thought, okay, I'm going to buy it. The vinyl is fantastic. Look at this. Swirl. And you got that orange, brown, then a bit of splatter there. And then you've got the back here at the other side. The label is really nice, and you got the darker, more chocolate brown. So to me, when I see these colors, they remind me of the 70s, because when I was little, I just recall a lot of furniture was this orange brown color, clothing was this kind of color. For some reason, I'm thinking Santa Cruz or Lake Tahoe. Berry. Now, this is actually the back cover, though. It's not actually the front cover. The front cover is a bed with a score sheet as the top sheet. It's called sheet music. But anyhow, the back cover is the killer. So he's wearing his velour or velvet suit with a satin lapel. Look at that lapel. Really killer. And he's got his hand there, his gold chain. He looks very, very dapper and very suave. I love this because you've got the mirror in the picture, and so you've got a double image of Barry White, and then you've got his profile, and he's got that lovely smile there. So I love Barry. There you go. I want to show you this album by Brick, Good High. My favorite song by Brick is called Daz, but I just love this whole imagery. He's got that big stogie, the cigar, big white wide rim hat, then he's got his white suit, then he's got his white ruffled shirt with the white lapels. So I think he looks pretty kicking there. So he looks hot. I think he looks hot. And he's holding a 1 kilo brick, and it's branded brick too. So I don't know if you can see the brick there. So very cool. A lot of happy attitude there. I love these guys, GQ. Look how sharp they look. Look how handsome. right? So their big hits were Sitting in the Park and I Do Love You. And they were actually covers of Billy Stewart's song. Billy Stewart was a rockabilly soul singer, late 50s, early 60s. So these guys are great. I'm a big fan of Brass Construction, and they got a big horn section. Their big hits were Movin', Ha Cha Cha, The Message, and on this album, their first one, it's Movin', Peekin', Changin', Love, Talkin', Dance. Those are all the songs. It really gets you moving, okay? So you've got Brass Construction 1, then you have Brass Construction 2 that features Ha Cha Cha. And then you have Brass Construction 3. This time they feature a construction hat. So that's pretty cool. I love to have one of those. And then you have Brass Construction 4. I mentioned these guys before. The Average White Band, Scottish band, but wow, so soulful, so funky. And their horn section, technically it's not very big, but the sound is big, right? So anyway, I love this album because the artwork is fantastic. AWB, it's like a shadow, and then it's very clever how they use this woman's derriere, because it looks more like a W, right? So it says AWB. So it's a beautiful, beautiful album cover. Wonderful, very artistic. And I'm a big fan of Tower of Power. I actually did a video about Tower of Power, an earlier video, and I have to declare an interest. I am biased because Tower of Power, they're a San Francisco Bay Area East Bay band, from Oakland really, and I'm from Oakland. So I'll show you this album, Tower of Power, Back to Oakland. So their horns section is famous, and I didn't know this, but until someone commented on the earlier video that I did on Tower of Power, and they said that Tower of Power backed up a lot of other musicians or artists. I didn't know that, so that's pretty cool. Some of their hits are You're Still a Young Man, So Very Hard to Go, What Is Hip, Sparkle and Sound. They've got a solid track record and their music's fantastic. You know, it's Simply Red, picture book, right? And Men and Women, Simply Red. To me, he's a soul singer. A New Flame and Stars. Love this album, Stars. I see Daryl Hall as a real soul singer, and this is a live performance at the Apollo, and they're actually performing with David Ruffin and Eddie Kendrick, the two former lead singers of the Temptations. So he's made it known many times that he was influenced by Motown and soul music. I really like Boss Skaggs, and his song Lowdown is so soulful and cool. In fact, he was the first white artist to win Best Record in the R&B category, the Grammys in 1977. Because that song is so cool, you gotta have a listen to it with the drums and then the bass kicking in and the drums again. So this whole album is a winner. All the songs are fantastic there. It's called Silk Degrees. So this is quite a classic album in the 70s. Boss Skaggs, Silk Degrees, yeah. I think I'd recommend Al Green, Greatest Hits. Then I would recommend Aretha Franklin's Greatest Hits. Temptations are fantastic, and I think it's a great introduction for soul. This is James Brown. In fact, a lot of his songs have been sampled by rappers. You got De La Soul, and then you've got the Wu-Tang Clan. Rap groups have sampled his music. The Emotions, soul band, girl soul band, and their hit from this album is Best of My Love. But in fact, my favorite Emotion song is called Flowers, and there's such wonderful harmonizing. They're singing. The harmony's absolutely very, very sweet and wonderful. The Emotions. I want to briefly mention the Whispers because they're a group I really love, and I don't feel as though they've really been mentioned a lot in the VC community. So the song I really like is Olivia, Lost and Turned Out, and Let's Go All the Way. So some wonderful harmonizing there. Against Temptations, The Sky's the Limit, because it features the song Just My Imagination. And if you listen to the song, the harmonizing is absolutely just stunning. And I actually heard a version of that song a cappella. Someone bunged it up on YouTube, and they stripped off the background music, and that's when you can really have a greater appreciation of how good the Temptations are, and their harmony is just really amazing. And I want to mention also the Spinners too. They have wonderful harmony. I've been introduced to Olivia Dean. I was introduced to her late last year, and someone said to me, "Oh, you really like her. She's a Londoner and she's a neo soul singer." So I thought, okay, I'll give it a go. So this is a live at Eventim Apollo or Eventim Apollo, and it's a concert and it's fantastic. So I was really blown away by her music, and this is a live album, so you really got a feel of what it was like at the concert. And this is such an amazing pressing. This was pressed out in Germany, and I get really nervous buying brand new records because I've had such bad luck with really, really bad pressings. So I was wonderfully surprised, and when I listened to this, it just was superb. And I love her repartee with her fans, the audience, and how she engages them, and she explains before she sings a song the background of the song or what inspired her to write this particular song. And she's a very talented singer-songwriter. So wonderful, wonderful. Olivia Dean. The Sacred Soul, and I think this is probably my most listened album for 2024. I've been listening, and still kicking off 2025, I'm still listening to it. These guys are amazing. And then you have Sharon Jones and the Dap Kings. And this is just, I have a couple of her albums, but this is my favorite Sharon Jones album. And I love the artwork, all the negative space here, the creativity with this album. That's fantastic. The record I would love to pick is War. The World is a Ghetto. I love the artwork here. The World is a Ghetto would be a pretty cool song in a pub jukebox. And it's also long, so you get your money's worth, right? You know, a 10 minutes soul song. So there you have it. That's my Soul 2025 tag. So thank you very much again, 6-inch Pianist, for putting this together. You got some great questions there. And I really had fun putting it together, and I hope you enjoyed this video.